There's an incident that took place in New York City that led to a debate in the city and online throughout the nation surrounding a bodega worker, a customer, and her boyfriend. At about 11 p.m. on the 1st of July 2022, a woman and her daughter walked up to the counter inside the Blue Moon Bodega. The woman wanted to pay for a bag of chips with her electronic benefits, also known as her EBT card. She had one problem though. The transaction was declined. The woman questioned the store clerk, asking him did he select food, and insisted that there was money on the card. The clerk reportedly tried running the transaction again, but ended up giving her the card back and telling the customer that it wasn't working. Now, a sane woman would say, okay, the card is not working, here's another one. Or if they didn't have another method of payment, a sane woman would have got that bag of chips that was in her daughter's hands, placed them on the counter, walked out the store, and sometime between that night and the next day, she would have contacted the card's administration or customer service department. Let them know, hey, I tried to use my EBT card. It didn't work at the store. Can you look into it to let me know what's going on with the funds on my card? Leave it to them to explain what happened and see if she can fix that issue so the next time that she went inside of a store pulling out the food stamp card, the card would work. Oh no, not this toxic woman. She did something that made complete sense to her, but no sense at all to sensible adults. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. And if you're from Harlem, Hamilton Heights, or the Manhattan borough in general, let me know below. I definitely want to hear from you. So, back to the Blue Moon Bodega. You got an unidentified woman there with her 10-year-old daughter attempting to buy a bag of chips. The order is about $3. The woman pulled out her food stamps. The card didn't work. So now she was stuck there with two options: present the cashier another method of payment or give him back the merchandise and leave. Instead, the woman decided to execute order number, I'm just gonna turn up and be ratchet, and maybe the worker will just give me the chips for free in exchange for me leaving the premises and getting out of his hair. Well, that clerk didn't choose the latter. His name Jose Alba. He snatched a bag of chips out of the little girl's hands, further giving that woman an excuse to yell and scream. She went from arguing that she knew her card had money on it to so-called defending her daughter from Jose, who snatched a bag from her. The woman started yelling and knocking goods down on his counter. She kept arguing with him and said that she was going to go get her man. She told Jose, I'm going to go get my man and he's going to come and F you up. And when she left, no one would have thought that she would return with more considerable trouble. Maybe she was just talking. But it was sure that she left angrily. Sometime after, a man identified as Austin Simon, he walked into the store. Come to find out, that's the woman's boyfriend. The moment he came in, he went straight to Jose's only safe place. That's behind the counter. Austin shoved Jose into a wall of shelves, grabbed him, and attempted to pull him out. He told Jose his only request was that he apologize to the little girl for snatching the bag of chips from her. But surprisingly, the struggle turned into a massacre for both of them, evolving into something that no one expected. You see, Austin had Jose by the collar, which didn't give Jose an opportunity to free himself. The 61-year-old store clerk, he grabbed a knife that he usually used to open boxes and stabbed Austin, a man in his mid-30s, several times in his heart, lung, and jugular vein. While Austin's life was slipping away, his girlfriend jumped in the fight to defend her man who came in the store to defend her, stabbing Jose. The woman yelled, all over $3? You stabbed him over $3? Not once taking accountability that her man was there losing his life, defending her and her daughter over an argument that she instigated over a bag of chips. She basically blamed Jose for overreacting, saying that it wasn't worth $3. It's crazy that she was saying that he was overreacting over $3. The woman didn't even think to hold herself accountable for overreacting and instigating all this over $3. As stated before, she had two options here: present another method of payment or place the bag of chips on the counter and walk out. The small level of embarrassment of walking out without the chips was a better option than doing what she did. She got embarrassed that her card wasn't working and started arguing. If she had put the bag of chips back on the counter, the store clerk wouldn't have had to take the chips from her daughter. She should have been the one to take the chips from her daughter and put them on the counter instead of arguing about how she knew that she had money on her card. That didn't make much sense to me. You know, even when customers, they know they have money on their debit cards or credit cards, in her case EBT, you never start arguing with people. And later on, whenever you leave the store or the restaurant or wherever you are, you contact the appropriate department to determine what happened. Sometimes it could be something as simple as a fraud alert placed on your card. It could be the location itself. So I definitely understand that it doesn't always mean that you don't have money on the card. What you don't do is go around arguing with people at the store. A sensible person would have just left and figured out their financial matters somewhere else instead of protesting in the store. So not only did she get angry at the store clerk, but she went and hyped her boyfriend up talking about how the clerk offended her daughter, and then her man, he ran in there just as silly as he wanna be, ran behind the man's counter and pushed him. First of all, the moment that he ran behind the counter, it was over. Even if you spoke to him from the other side of the counter and told him that you wanted him to apologize to the little girl, maybe things would have gone in a different way. But it's that moment that he went behind that counter. Now you have Jose, who's looking at Austin as an immediate threat. And honestly, Austin really had no business running in that store anyway. He should have told Miss Silly to sit her behind down and stop starting trouble. He could have offered to pay for them, or should have just said, hey, it's 11 o'clock at night. She don't need those chips anyway. And that would have been the end of the story. But nah, this simp let her put a battery into his back, and he went into Superman mode to protect their feelings. Very similar to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock to, quote, protect his wife. And even in that situation, protecting her feelings, because she was not in any physical danger. Anybody who had been there before the incident transpired couldn't have thought that it would have resulted in the way that it did. Banter that escalated to extremely dangerous physical contact that would claim Austin's life. Sadly, Austin Simon was pronounced deceased upon arrival at the hospital, and Jose was arrested and charged with second-degree murder.
The drama happened here at this bodega in New York City. According to police, a young mom tried to buy a bag of chips for her daughter, but her card was declined. She went to find her boyfriend, who came bursting through the door, went behind the counter, and grabbed Jose Alba. Surveillance video shows the violent struggle. There is Alba getting pummeled, then grabbing a knife and fatally stabbing the 34-year-old boyfriend, who reportedly has a long criminal record. Even New York's Mayor Eric Adams, who has made fighting crime his #1 priority, couldn't believe the DA would end up charging Alba.
I just want to come here and support workers. Every day, innocent people in the city who are doing their jobs, and they should not be the victims of over-aggressive actions from anyone.
Following Jose's arrest, he was held at Rikers Island on a $500,000 bond. Then it was lowered to $250,000. The community gathered together to even raise funds for him on GoFundMe for his bail, collecting about $20,000 before GoFundMe removed the campaign. According to GoFundMe, the fundraiser violated their terms of service and said that you cannot raise legal money for violent crimes on their website. After days of protest, the DA Alvin Bragg was able to get Jose released on a $5,000 bond. This came after the community and other bodega workers protested in defense of Jose, saying that workers in bodegas should be permitted to be armed mainly for self-defense, all agreeing that Jose simply defended himself when Austin came behind the counter. It was reported that Jose told the woman, "Mama, I don't want any problems." He also told Austin, "Papa, I don't want any problems." But after Austin pushed him and then grabbed him by his collar, he didn't know what else to do. Now, here's another point that's also being debated. The protesters, they're calling for bodega workers to have the right to be armed for situations like what happened to Jose, but Austin was not armed. He had no weapons. The police have not identified the lady who started the whole situation, which is quite strange, and she also wasn't charged for stabbing Jose. And here's the latest update in the case. The charges have been completely dropped.
Another developing story, we're following the Manhattan DA dropping second-degree murder charges against the Hamilton Heights bodega worker.
Jose Alba was charged after a deadly confrontation with a customer. Linda Schmidt is outside that bodega in Hamilton Heights for us tonight with the new developments. Linda.
Yeah, hi there, Stephen Lloyd. Well, first of all, this whole thing happened on July 1st. Just 6 days later, Mayor Adams came out and publicly supported that bodega worker, Jose Alba. Now, today is day 12, and the DA, Alvin Bragg, has dropped the murder charge against him. Now, go ahead and take a look. This is some file footage here, because after this story happened and after Alba was originally charged with murder, there was a boatload of publicity on this, not just in the media, but also social media. There were rallies held in defense of Alba, people saying that he was just defending himself that day and that his life had been in danger. Well, today the DA's office said that it decided to drop that murder charge against him because it would have been unable to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Alba was not justified in using deadly physical force. Now, he had stabbed 35-year-old Austin Simon multiple times after Simon came behind the counter at the bodega and shoved Alba into the wall after Alba had gotten into an argument with Simon's girlfriend. Well, today the mayor was asked again about this and about what he thought about the DA dropping the charge. We also spoke with a bodega association leader, and here is what they both had to say. They support the DA's decision.
This happens sometimes in cases, the preliminary arrests, after review, decisions are made. And so I think in this case, we had an innocent, hardworking New Yorker that was doing his job, and someone was extremely aggressive towards him. And I believe that after the DA's review, the DA, in my opinion, made the right decision.
We are very sorry because a life lost is a life. You know, we are really sorry, but we have to understand the fact, the way how it happened. He came to attack, you know, in the manner, you know, not care about Jose to commit a crime, because that was what he came to commit a crime.
Now, District Attorney Alvin Bragg, he has come under intense criticism since he came into office in January. He has been accused by many people of being soft on crime and soft on criminals. And then many people, there were a large crowd of people who were outraged by his decision in this case to charge the person that many believe is the victim in this case, charging that person with murder while not charging other criminals with stronger crimes that they had been accused of committing. But again, he dropped that murder charge today. Back inside to you.
All right. Perhaps he was listening. All right, Linda. Thank you.
So Jose is not only out of jail, but he is 100% free and no longer facing charges. That's great news for Jose, but he still won't leave his house, fearing for his life. The 61-year-old man who immigrated from the Dominican Republic 30 years ago, they're worried about retaliation. Some are questioning the usage of a knife and the extent to which deceased was stabbed. Then you have those who believe that Jose was only protecting himself and didn't care if he used a knife or not. In fact, they want him to have more protection by promoting legislation that would have allowed Jose to have a gun. There are a lot of questions to be answered and many lessons to learn as well. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. What do you think about the girlfriend who instigated this fight? Leaving one man in the grave and another almost in jail for the rest of his life, but at this point he is still traumatized by the whole experience. Should she be charged in some way for starting this altercation? She even stabbed Jose. Or do you solely blame the boyfriend, who in his eyes was protecting his girlfriend and her daughter? Go ahead and let me know what you think below. Special thank you to Wesley, Dark Power, and Sir Shy. I appreciate you all for your support. You can support the channel too. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.